let's talk a little bit about a little bit more about Heather Little, because I have some stories I can tell about Heather Little. But my favorite.
So
Go ahead.
I don't have much. Okay, so I have only been around her here and there.
Me
Every
too.
time I've been around her, like I've always little kid. Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen her, but I think the last time I saw her I was like 14. But I've always looked up to her so much, and I would always be like so scared to talk to her. And I would just be in awe of her. Just her whole personality, her whole being. Her voice is just so effortlessly gorgeous. You know that's Heather. That is, I mean, holy crap, so effortless. I'm so jealous. Forever jealous. Heather, if you are watching this, please do a song with me. I will do harmonies all day. I will play her in the car all the time, harmonize with her voice. It's like my favorite. My favorite.
Heather Little is man. It's so hard. I think what I said in my social media thing, because like when a new record comes out and it's by an artist that you love already, it's like Christmas morning, right? So you have to
Yep.
go and a lot of the songs that you hear on a record, if you are a fan of the artist, you've heard them already, right? You've heard them live repeatedly, and you fall in love with those songs. But then they're produced in a studio atmosphere, and that can come out a completely different way, as you know.
Yep. Mhm.
And man, I listened to that record, and just about every song on the record I've heard a million times before, and every fresh emotion just hits you again, and like you've never heard it before. And it's, I mean, oh man, there's not too many people who can do that.
And
And
props to the production. It really showcases her voice in many ways. And it's not her voice isn't touched. I mean, if it is, I can't tell. It doesn't seem touched at all.
it's
Like,
not.
I mean, it's just so raw and it's
It's
so
Heather.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's Heather.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
Heather.
and they let it shine. A lot of people they take this beautiful voice and they, produce
So
it
we
and
talked
everything.
we talked earlier about a show in White Oak that we did. I think it was you,
Mhm.
Heather Meredith, and Lee Mathis, if you remember, at that crawfish place.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
the day before that show, I had interviewed Leslie Satcher at my house.
Hmm.
Now, if you're a country music fan and you don't know who Leslie Satcher is, you should probably check on your membership of being a country fan, okay? Because Leslie Satcher is, if you're a songwriting nerd, she is one of those folks that you look up to, right? She wrote Troubadour, for example, for George Strait. She's written for Trisha Yearwood and, I mean, Martina McBride and a million other people. And that night at the crawfish place, I could not wait to talk to Heather because I was so proud that I got to talk with Leslie Satcher. And I knew that
Yes.
Heather was as big a songwriting nerd as I was. And so when I told her that I had interviewed Leslie Satcher, Heather literally fell over on the floor. And I have a picture of her literally laying on the stage after I told her. And my favorite song on the
I
record,
even remember that picture.
yes,
I
yep.
think I
So my favorite song on the record is a song called Razor Wire, and the
Mhm.
featured artist on the song is Leslie Satcher.
Yeah, that song
I
I wrote
almost
down
lost
notes.
my shit, Kadie, when I saw that. I was like,
It's
no.
they sound beautiful together. Beautiful.
I mean, it's an all-star team, man. Did you see, like, Patty
Hmm.
Griffin is on the record,
I
and
know.
I mean,
Insane.
what do you?
Insane.
I know, like, a Van Plating is on the record, and who else, man? I know it was like an all-star team. Rusty
Better
Van
by now.
Sickle, Crystal
Yep.
Bowersox is on the record with her. Um, Ronnie Bowman from the Bowman
Hmm.
family. Like, oh man, I'm just like, okay, what did she do? Just like, did Heather Little just like, cash in every favor? Or were the other people cashing in the favors?
Honestly, I'd be cashing in the favor personally. Don't know about the other people, but I mean, in my opinion, they were
Right, I agree. It's such a good
personally.
record, though. If you guys are not, if you don't know who Heather Little is, you need to, like, immediately. I'm going to put a link to her record in the description. The record is called By Now. It's the first full-length release by Heather Little in 11 years. 11 years. And that woman made Miranda Lambert famous. I'm just going to say, I'm throwing it out there. We want to talk about controversial shit. Heather Little made Miranda Lambert famous.
You right.
I'm just going to say that. So, Heather Little, check it out. Buy Now is the name of the record.